What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? I hope this message reaches you in good energy. I hope you and your loved ones are in good health. So, today I wanted to talk about knowing yourself, about love, and about a lot of things that I feel like are going on today in several different relationships, several different areas. So, let's get into it. We got a great quote here. Quote of the day: how can I love you if you don't love yourself? How can you love yourself if you don't know yourself? The Catalyst. Song of the day, Avalanche, by Rick Cave and the Bad Seeds. So I'm going to be 100% honest with you, just starting off right now. I'm going to let you know that this video is going to be long. It might even be 3 parts. For sure, it'll probably be two. But this is going to be a long video because this is something that I feel like I see a lot of today, and I wanted to address it. So the thing is, when you are trying to get to know somebody, when you are trying to court somebody, when you are trying to start off any relationship, right? And that, whether that be it employee and employer, whether that be boyfriend, girlfriend, right? Significant other, as you like to say, or whether that be platonic, right? Friend and friend, brother to brother, sister to sister. No matter what relationship you're talking about, when you expect someone to love you, they should know you. And how can you expect someone to love you if they don't know you? You cannot just jump into a relationship, expect it to be fruitful and lasting, if you don't first do your due diligence, your research, if you don't take the time to figure out who or what this person or thing is. So we'll start with jobs, for instance, right? You don't just go to a job and just apply. Before you've applied at this job, you've weighed your options. You are know how much, or at least have an idea how much it pays. You know what kind of job it is. You don't just randomly fill out an application not knowing if you're flipping burgers, if you're stocking shelves, if you're talking on the phone, if you're drawing blood, if you're building highways. You know what the job is going into it. You've done your due diligence. And for the most part, most of the time, we know the culture, or at least the culture they say they have, because sometimes we get on the other side and we realize that it was a farce or lying that they say they have at the company. Why would you expect to love something that you don't know? Why would you expect someone to love you when they don't know you? So going to the significant other, right? When you're dating someone, you want to know what their favorite color is. You want to know, where did they grow up? You want to know what's their religious beliefs or um, spiritual guidance, spiritual journey. Where do they land on that realm, right? One of the most frustrating questions out there, and this is a red flag. I'm not saying that when somebody answers this way, don't date them, because that's in your ballpark. But this will tell you that someone may not know themselves. When you ask them, what do you like to do for fun? And they say they don't know. That's scary to me. If I ask someone, what do you do for fun? What do you like to do for fun? What do you do with your free time? You should have that answer ready. That to me seems spontaneous. That means either you don't want to tell me, you're not a good communicator, or you don't know yourself. If you don't know what you like to do for fun at the age that I'm at the level that I'm at, it's we're probably not going to move forward. That's one of the simple questions, and you can tell by the way I'm talking about it. It's a real pet peeve to me. Do you like to shop? Do you like to watch videos on TikTok? Do you like to watch movies? Do you have a particular show that you're following? Do you like to read? Do you like to work out? Or do you like to play video games? Do you like anime? Do you like to cook? What do you like to do for fun? So the whole premise of this video is that I see people out there in all spectrums, right? And I mean spectrums, I mean no matter what you're into, what type of person attracts you, on all spectrums, both male and female, I see people that do not know their selves. And they have this question, they have this they are lost, they don't understand why, they are confused why they can't find love, why they can't find significant other, why they can't, because you don't know yourself. You don't know who you are. You haven't taken the time to sit down and say, self, what do I like? What do I want to achieve out of life? What do I like to do for fun? What don't I like? What disgusts me? What turns me off? These questions are usually answered easier than when you ask them what they do. You ask people to name something negative that they don't like, and they got a list this long. But then you start to ask them what they do like, and they're quiet. And so you haven't taken the time to sit down and say, what makes me happy? And that's a real big problem. In any type of relationship, if you don't know what makes you happy, the other person is in a lot of trouble. I want to go back to jobs now. Imagine if you took a job and that job couldn't tell you what a good worker looks like. Imagine that. Imagine you're working at McDonald's and they can't tell you what a good cook looks like or what a good cashier looks like. Because a good cashier is someone who smiles, who greets the customer, who takes their order accurately, who gives them their change or the financial transaction, because a lot of stuff is done digital right now, correctly without overcharging them or undercharging them, grabs their food and then presents it to the customer, again, accurately with a smile. That's what a good cashier is. Now imagine if you asked your boss that and they were like, we don't know. Just go out there and do something and then we'll see if we like it or not. We ain't trying out. This isn't the YMCA and a pickup game of basketball. This is employment. You should know what makes a good employer. You should know what makes you happy. This shouldn't be brain surgery. This should be something from day one. Same thing when it comes to your personal life, when it comes to romantic involvement. You should know what makes you happy. You should know what your goals are. You should know what you like to do for fun. You should know what kind of a spouse you're looking for, what kind of significant other you want. And you should be able to articulate that and communicate that. And you should be able to spot that in someone else. So now let's talk about the other part of this quote. How can I love you if you don't love yourself, right? Because that's the problem. That's the whole premise of getting to know yourself. There's a term out there, and I've been called it. It's not why I'm going to use this and drag it through the dirt, but I've been called it, and honestly, I take it with a shrug when they call me this. There's a term out there called narcissism, right? And I looked up the definition of narcissism, and to be honest with you, I really don't see why it's such a bad thing. I really don't see why it's such a bad thing to be in love with yourself. I feel like the journey starts with loving yourself. Maybe you're not proud of everything you've done. Maybe you want to make changes on the person that you see in the mirror. But that doesn't mean you don't love him or her. That doesn't mean that you don't care for them. And when you look to get in any type of relationship, friendship, romantic, employment, joining a basket, whatever, any relationship, if you don't love yourself, how can you expect anybody to love you? You don't even like you. But I'm supposed to love you. And I'm supposed to be appreciative of this being in front of me, whether I be a manager, whether I be a husband, whether I be a boyfriend, whether I be a friend. I am supposed to care for you when you don't even care for yourself.